Well, we're in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania on Water Street with Goober the Traveling Bear. And we're at the famous Tommy Gilbert's Hobby Shop. And we're about to go in and see if Tommy is working. Tommy Gilbert's Hobby Shop used to be on Steinwehr Avenue next door to Mr. John's shop. I would think the Gilbert's Hobby Shop between both locations have been running for over 50 years. We'll ask Tommy if he's working. All right. Follow Goober and I in to Tommy Gilbert's Hobby Shop in Gettysburg. All right, here we are at Gettysburg's greatest hobby shop, Gilbert's Hobby Shop on Water Street. And where do you start? Well, oh my gosh, it's Goober, the Traveling Bear, and he's holding the "Please Do Not Touch" sign. All right, Tommy Gilbert's in the process of building the village of Gettysburg, which is quite the task. We'll stop the camera and get around on the other side. This table is huge. I'm going to say it's 10 by 8. There we go. So there's the railroad station. The Lincoln Diner would be over there by that hot shot spray paint. That looks like the Dobbin house there. And you know what? I see McPherson's barn. Look at that. Alright, well, just like at Mr. John's miniature shop, this place is just jam-packed with product too. I'm going to go right to left. So who likes Smokey and the Bandit? 1/8 scale Trans Am. Batman and Robin. Star Wars. Look at the B25 Mitchell in 1/32 scale. That puppy would be huge. And there's a giant B24. Wow. All right, and just like at Mr. John's shop, there's so much product you actually lose track of trying to film everything. Now, he does have a lot of terrain products for model railroad, and of course, if you're a miniature war gamer, he has all the turfs as needed. Wow. Collectible die-cast cars, I believe. Got some more collectible cars here. All right. We have some really cool stuff in the display case, including I think a monogram King Kong. All right, let's go to the back wall. I'm letting the camera run. They're in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania at Tommy Gilbert's shop, and he has paints galore. There's models stacked floor to ceiling. Wow. All right. Now, 1/16 scale remote controlled tank. It looks like a Panzer IV. There's a Green Lantern model. That's sort of cool. Now, we used to have slot cars around here somewhere. I gather they've been moved to a different area. And here we have one heck of a lot of models. So, when you come to Gettysburg, this is also the hobby shop mecca of Pennsylvania. When you have two hobby shops this close together, it's really amazing because there's not a lot of hobby shops like this anymore. All right, more models. There's a giant Titanic. Holy cow. The box looks like it's 6 feet long. If you need a 6-foot long Titanic, Tommy Gilbert has it. Over here we have plastic 1/72 figures. Got a Cutty Shark down there. Alright, we're going to pause our camera here and go to another aisle. Man, there's a lot of stuff here. Well, as I was looking down, there's a batch of Star Trek stuff. So I left Goober up at the front table. Hopefully he hasn't been taken. So if you do need model railroad items, Tommy Gilbert has an endless amount. Alright, let's go hit the other aisles. Alright, as we hit this aisle, Walther's Buildings. Holy cow. Look at the inventory he has in here. It is incredible. The amount of stuff he has in here for model railroading. And a lot of these items can be used for miniature wargaming. You know, telephone poles are needed for World War II games. Now, a lot of our 1/72 plastic stuff, that buildings for our Stalingrad in 2009 that the Gettysburg area gamers made, we purchased a lot of those Stalingrad buildings right here. And here's an example. This is $20. We would have bought something like that to put on that table. The award-winning game of 2009 of HMGS. So, I'm not a model railroader, but I will hit some of this stuff. So they have all the parts, wheels, trucks I guess they're called, freight wheels for your model railroading. And he has an enormous selection of used, gently used terrain buildings. Boy, it is endless. Now I remember having this farm myself for 1/72 some 30 years ago. Now there's more buildings over here. Boy, a lot of this would work great for 15mm wargaming. Alright. We'll pause here. Now Tommy has a large selection of books here. A lot of books and resource books, books below, trains and model railroading. Wow. When you leave here, you'll know a lot about model railroading, that's for sure. But the best thing about it is, if you're a miniature wargamer, there's a lot of useful stuff in here too. Now I can't bother Tommy, he's got a lot of shoppers in here today. Same as Mr. John's shop. Wow, look at this. Here is a military train with Shermans on the flatbeds and tank destroyers. So I gotta head back this way because he's got a counter full of people checking out. And Goober and I do not want to disrupt his sales. Now he also has ready to roll model railroad sets ready to take home and set up. And how often do you see stuff like this? I mean, this is amazing. Now these buildings would be perfect for European 15mm. Someone's going to ask a price point, so we'll at least look. Looks like $55. All right. let's cruise up this aisle. There's some bridge trestle work. My goodness. And then we have small scale stuff, smaller, and I don't know my model railroading, so apologize for that. Well, there's a lot of plasticville vehicles, or buildings, excuse me. Oh my gosh, Goober's hopped the freight train. It's like Hobo Goober with Hobo Willie heading out, and I don't think people hop freight trains anymore. They sure have a lot of stuff here. A lot of stuff. And there's a lot of collectibles. Look at that engine locomotive down there. That's cool. Alright, we'll pause the camera here and go up the aisle. And Tommy has a large selection of model railroad magazines. And he's got everything here. Really neat. He's got some old railroad lanterns in the case. And then way up top are his high-end collectible engines. Alright, now Tommy has an incredible diorama table here. Godzilla is fighting it out. Now the Godzilla on the left was used by us at the Gettysburg area gamers over 20 years ago with Jack Brendel and our wargamers, Chris Monzi, Woody, and everybody. Most have, everyone's moved on. Some have passed away, of course. One of the things about time. Alright. So, we're going to close out with Tommy here in a little bit. He's got a real busy front end register helping people.
We're open daily 10 to 5, Sundays 1 to 5, closed on Tuesday. If you get the chance, please stop by.
Alright, and you know what? It's fully approved by none other than Goober, the traveling bear. And don't forget, when you watch a video, you're making a donation to a veterans organization each month. And there's a lot of neat stuff in this shop. Stay safe, be kind, be courteous, and thank you for letting me visit, Mr. Gilbert.
You're welcome.
Oh, how many years between both stores have you been running a hobby shop?
Over 75.
Over 75. I was off. I thought 50 or 60. All right, thank you.
You're welcome, Bill.